talking about another draft class that we hope the 2021 quarterback draft class would have been was the 2020 quarterback draft class that featured Justin Herbert, Tua, Herbert, Joe Burrow, Tua, Herbert, Jalen Hurts. Now, the question is, which quarterback will have the most individual plus team success in the next 3 years? Joe Burrow and the Bengals, Tua and the Dolphins, Hurts and the Eagles, or Herbert and the Chargers?
This is really where you just got to take your guy and ride with him. Just really ride with your guy hard.
What was the question? I'm sorry. Ask one more time.
Which quarterback will have the most individual plus team success in the next 3 years?
I already know the guys. It's got to be Jalen Hurts, undoubtedly, easily. Well, it's not even because it's just. It's not
easily.
It's not easily. I think it's easily because if you look at what we have in the coaching staff, you look at who we have in the front office, you look at how the team is constructed, you look at the type of draft capital we have, the players we have around Jalen Hurts. I think if not the only team I look at as a competition is Miami. But I think, honestly, if you look at it from top to bottom, offense to defense, what Jalen Hurts has around him in terms of front office, coaching, and the team, I think it should be easily the Eagles. But I understand Miami and the Bengals and shit like that. But
I'm going to go with a bit of a wild card here.
I was going to say the Chargers.
Now, Joe Burrow and the Bengals, I'm not going to say them, but I will say this about them because I want to talk about them a little bit. They can't run the ball. They have a bad offensive line. Secondary's thin. Coaching issues. I'm not a believer in Zach Taylor, which is why I don't know if he's a coach in 3 years.
It's kind of weird how I've been rising on Cincy. I feel like he's been good and low on Cincy.
No, I haven't. I'm even killed.
Okay, no,
I act exactly like Joe Burrow.
You don't overreact. You never
games,
sway.
I'm even killed. Bad games, I'm even killed. After the Jets game with Zach Wilson, I said, chill, Joe. I said, chill.
I don't know.
I said, don't be so. I said, don't react. Don't listen, man. Bad games happen for young quarterbacks. I'm chill. I'm always even killed. My heartbeat is steady.
Never fold.
The wild card I'm gonna go with is Justin Herbert and the Chargers. The reason why is because I feel like if the Chargers are smart, because I do have a weird feeling they miss the playoffs. Brandon Staley gets fired. The Chargers coaching job is the most attractive one in the NFL. Who's going there. If a great head coach goes to the Chargers, they will be so legit.
Like who though?
Sean Payton.
If Sean Payton could go, that would be magical.
Sean Payton has to be number one on everyone's mind for that Chargers job.
But that's why I have the Chargers, because I think if the Chargers figure out the coach to pair with Justin Herbert, they have the roster. Maybe their injury luck can diminish now. They don't have so many injuries. But Herbert, to me, has the most talent to be the best quarterback in this class.
Easily.
And the Chargers have a loaded roster. They're just not healthy, and their coaching's bad. But if they can find the right coach, they can have the most success in the next 3 years. There's a brand new fantasy app. It's called Boom Fantasy. You got over-unders, player props. You got matchups. This player versus that player. That's personally my favorite, and long shots. You can win 40 times your money. And if I'm not mistaken, Joel, NBA is coming soon.
Yes, sir. NBA will be in the app in the next 10 days or so. I believe opening night is October 19th, so we'll have stuff up a few days beforehand. That's going to be fun because we have it every night. You don't have to wait till Monday, Thursday.
Did you get your code? The League Pass?
I did get my code for League Pass.
I got my code too.
Yep, that's amazing.
That's from 2K, right?
Yes.
That's tough.
Amazing.
That's fire.
So if you guys haven't already, download the Boom Fantasy app right now. Link is in our description or in the caption wherever you're watching.
You can make an argument for all of these guys, right? Starting with Burrow and the Bengals. They've already been to a Super Bowl. They have the offense with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, and Burrow has put himself in that top 10, if this year top 5 conversation at the quarterback position.
He put it after last season too.
Okay, depends who you ask. And then the defense, obviously we talk about the offense consistently, but the defense back-to-back years has been really good. They just don't have that star power, that big name that a lot of the other defenses have. Like we know the Micah Parsons and the Nick Bosa's on those elite defenses.
Trey Hendrickson.
Exactly. He's not up to par with his talent is not up to par with those guys, don't get me wrong, but also his name recognition also. And then if you look at Tua and the Dolphins, they probably have the most dynamic wide receiver room in NFL history. You have Mike McDaniel, who is arguably coach of the year, who's making Tua look like a top 10 quarterback. Tua, who, if he stayed healthy statistically, is going to be up there with damn near all the other quarterbacks in the league with Josh Allen and Mahomes. However you want to put it, the guys are wide open, whatever. Tua has been productive, and he might be the best head coach, offensive coach, top 3 in the league in a couple of years. Who knows? Herbert and the Chargers, I think Herbert has the most talent individually. Last year, he had over 5,000 yards, 38 touchdowns. That's after putting up 31 touchdowns and 4,200 yards his rookie year with the bad offensive line and questionable coaching. So we know how great Herbert is. But Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, man. I mean, I don't really know how to cut it. I've been saying this for a year about Jalen Hurts, that this is going to be the franchise guy, that just give him one more year, and they went out and got A.J. Brown, gave him that weapon to really open up this offense. And Riv, you put it perfectly. It's not just Jalen Hurts, because he can't do this alone. This roster stacked. Not only is this roster stacked, it's perfectly paired between young guys and veterans, right? You don't just have a whole bunch of old guys that in a couple of years this team is going to just run out, right? And you don't have just young guys that you're relying on week in and week out. You have the vets like Jason Kelsey, Lane Johnson, Slay, Fletcher Cox, but then you have the young guys like Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Jordan Mailata, Jordan Davis. You have a perfect pairing of veterans plus young guys to compete now, but also compete into the future. And the only question mark around the Eagles that anyone's been saying is Jalen Hurts. Is he going to be able to win the playoffs? Is he going to be able to put that team on his back and put a drive together to go and win the game? Up to this point, there should be no questions around Jalen Hurts this season. I mean, he's not just a top 10 quarterback. He is top 3 in terms of, look at the odds on FanDuel Draft. He is top 3 in those type of, those bets. People think he has legitimate chance to win MVP. He's significantly improved as a passer, a 16-2 touchdown to interception ratio, top 5 in passer rating. On Sunday, he became the 3rd quarterback since 2006, 4 touchdowns, all of 20-plus air yards. I did mention that, deep ball passes a lot to do with wide receiver, but he might have just the prettiest deep ball in the NFL. I forgot someone said that on Twitter. I don't remember what. And I was thinking
he's great.
And his deep ball, just the way he puts it up there and it lands perfectly in A.J. Brown or whoever's hands, it's really a sight to see. They don't turn the ball over. They have 2 total turnovers, or 2 giveaways, I should say. The most takeaways in the NFL. They're playing sound football on offense, on defense. Nick Sirianni has looked fantastic up to this point. This offense with Jalen Hurts being able to be mobile, Miles Sanders having a breakout year. We talk about Josh Allen and, Patrick Mahomes and all these guys, but collectively as an offense, this Eagles offense is right up there with all the other ones in terms of you don't know what they're going to throw at you. You don't know if Jalen Hurts is going to run it, Miles Sanders is going to run it. It's going to be a play action, option play. There's just so many things to account for in this offense that it's impossible for any defense to stop all of them. So give me Hurts, give me the Eagles.
I'm glad you mentioned Hurts' deep ball because he puts that ball right where the receivers need it, and they do a great job at hauling it in.
Like that A.J. Brown, the one between 2 defenders was nuts, but like that one on the sideline where it was just right here, I was like, bro, what the fuck?
Yeah, I think just looking at it from a totality thing.
I don't want to discount Joe Burrow because I feel like his intangibles are there. I think nobody's really saying Tua and the Dolphins because I think there's still kind of reservations about Tua. So we'll see what happens after this season.
You think there's more reservations about Tua or Hurts?
I think they have the same reservations, honestly.
Yeah, I think too. I think for me, it's about even. My trust level.
You got to look at everything. Like you look at the AFC, they got the Chiefs, they got the Bills, they got the Chargers, right?
It's just the NFC is an easier path.
Yeah, Bucks are dying, the Rams are dying.
I know your questions around Tua are mostly arm strength related, I would guess.
My questions about Tua is how is he going to handle pressure?
Okay, what's your questions around Jalen Hurts?
Adversity, probably, right?
Reading the entire field.
That's your question.
My question around Hurts is that
he's the best over the middle of the field. He's one of the best in the league.
Oh, that's cool, but
well, I mean, he just shits on everyone else.
That's not reading the entire field. I'm saying
no, it's not.
Once Jalen Hurts' initial progressions are gone, how does he look like?
I don't think they will be at one point in this year.
That's why, like, when he faces an elite defense that has the ability to take those away. No, it definitely did. But it was a great schemed game too.
The way you start giving that ball to AJ Brown.
The way they kind of made Micah Parsons think on every play. Neutralized him.
Yes.
So now the Cowboys making adjustments off of that. So it's just that's my reservation with Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen Hurts, to me, the reason why I kind of put him a notch above Tua in terms of just trusting him is because he can extend plays. Mm-hmm. And I know that Jalen Hurts, if he gets into trouble, he can get out of it.
Run that ball.
Tua is somebody.
RB1, baby.
Tua is somebody that if the pocket collapses around him, how is he going to handle that? That's kind of my thing with Tua, is that I don't know how he's going to handle it.
Both great guys, man.
So let me ask you, because you picked the Chargers, but yours was you're hoping for the Chargers on a lot of ifs, hypotheticals. Hopefully,
yeah, they have to find a right coach.
So like, if they don't, who would be your next pick?
It would be Jalen Hurts on the Eagles.
Okay, so the Chargers is if they get this guy.
That the Bengals aren't up there.
I don't trust Zach Taylor.
And you trust Zach Taylor?
No, I've been out on Zach Taylor as well.
Oh, okay.
And I also think that just the moves they made, if in abysmal. I mean, in the offseason, of course, we're praising it. We love it.
But now,
Lyle Collins looks like a disaster. Their first-round pick, Jonah Williams, looks like a below-average left tackle. They just, if they get the offensive line fixed, this conversation is completely different. And listen, it's possible. The Chiefs fixed their entire offensive line in one draft.
Yeah, but we're talking about an outlier situation.
I understand that. But I'm saying that the Bengals really is just, if you can't protect the quarterback, you don't have anything. So I think they have to protect Joe Burrow first, and right now they can't do that. And I don't trust Zach Taylor in adjusting too much, and they can't run the ball. So those are the reservations I have about Joe Burrow and the Bengals. But Joe Burrow has that it factor too, where things can be horrible around him, but it really does not matter because he's going to will you.
Type shit.
That's the difference with
nice.
Joe Burrow.
He's nice, for sure.
Different type of human.